These actors are just waiting to sign the lease on their ridiculous layers.
Damn, what are you doing? What are you doing? He's dead!
But he ruined my suit.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors who should play James Bond villains.
What? What you got? Huh? Wanna bring it on?
For this list, we set out to determine who should be the next actor to go toe-to-toe with MI6's top agent.
Take it!
Shut up!
As 007 has taken on iconic villains in the past, from Dr. No to Raul Silva. In terms of specific criteria, we've left the field pretty open. So long as the actor is alive, he or she qualifies. And if you're inspired, feel free to suggest potential villain names for the characters these actors might portray in the comments, just for fun. Number 10, Vincent Cassel.
No, you shouldn't be whining in the first place.
I didn't.
Most known in North America for his villainous role as Night Fox in the Ocean's trilogy, Vincent Cassel is an accomplished French actor with a tough guy reputation.
Madame Ocean, at last, enchanté.
Often sought after to play off characters with a short temper, he would serve as a much more out-of-control villain than Bond is used to if he were cast in one of the franchise's movies.
Oh, les petits fiches de pute!
It's this very unpredictability that would set him apart from the usual cool customers Bond faces off with.
Now stop saying that! That's exactly what I'm talking about! Stop being so weak! Again!
We'd also like to see Cassel embrace his roots and play on his natural talents that are showcased in scenes like the laser dance sequence in Ocean's 12. Number 9, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Then where's my money?
By occupying the role of Fish Mooney on Fox's Gotham, Jada Pinkett Smith has displayed to the world just how devious she can be. In the 007 movies, Pinkett Smith would serve as a refreshing change-up to the often familiar Bond formula.
A strategy is still being formulated.
Since the franchise is filled most dominantly with male antagonists, she would move beyond the role of Bond girl and into the spotlight to throw the MI6 spy off the trail of her true plan.
Actually, one of my staff has been stealing money from me, so we're beating his punk ass.
We think she'd be especially good at carrying over the cruelty and cunning from her Gotham character into a Bond villain who will stop at nothing to achieve her goals. Number 8, Joaquin Phoenix.
What are you doing? Put that away.
He's an unrivaled actor with more nominated performances than we can list here, and he's known for how truly he can transform himself for a role.
How many others?
$641.
What?
In particular, Joaquin Phoenix's range would allow him to deceive Bond in more ways than one, thanks to a multi-layered performance as the villain, able to play both sincere and treacherous.
Smile for me now, brother.
Phoenix would undoubtedly be a wild card for 007, though he passed on playing Doctor Strange because he's not a fan of the idea of starring in many movies of a single franchise. He could easily slot himself in for one film and make his mark on the Bond universe. Number 7, Sean Connery.
Never again.
Never? Never say never.
Bear with us here. Yes, he's played 007 before, but with his last Bond film being Never Say Never Again in 1983. And that wasn't even an Eon Productions movie like the majority of them. Sean Connery has had enough distance from Bond now to return as a villain.
Weren't you a blonde when I came in?
Could be.
I tend to notice little things like that.
Fan service is an obvious factor here, but it shouldn't be overlooked how incredibly talented he is as an actor.
Welcome to hell, Blofeld.
Able to be both convincing and comedic, as proven by his turn as Bond. Connery also handles action very well at his age, as seen in films like The Rock. Number 6. Ken Watanabe. Popping up in more and more Hollywood blockbusters as the years go by, Ken Watanabe is at the perfect point in his career to take on 007.
Enjoy your evening, gentlemen. As I consider your proposal.
He conveys intelligence and sincerity in many of his roles, along with the capability of ferocity and force.
Nature has an order, a power to restore balance. I believe he is that power.
Movies like 2014's Godzilla reboot and even Inception wouldn't be the same without his presence. Meanwhile, his often regal and intelligent performances in films like The Last Samurai prove he won't easily be stirred by James Bond.
The perfect blossom is a rare thing. You could spend your life looking for one, and it would not be a wasted life.
Number 5. Charlize Theron.
What have you done? What have you done?
Fresh off her turn as Furiosa in Mad Max Fury Road, this Oscar-caliber actress has made a name for herself as an elegant and world-class talent.
I'm sorry.
My babies. My grandbabies.
Her transformation in 2003 for the film Monster shows that she could portray more than a simple one-note character.
A monkey could do that shit, man.
In a Bond movie, we hope she would embrace both her beauty and her brains.
I will give this wretched world the queen it deserves.
Theron would especially be primed to defy Bond's expectations as a broken mind, like the one she portrayed in the aforementioned Monster, and is able to handle the action like Furiosa of Fury Road. Number 4. Kevin Spacey.
Jesus Christ. The is this?
I'd like to speak to my lawyer, please.
A usual suspect for villainous roles, Kevin Spacey is one of the hottest actors in Hollywood at the moment thanks to the success of House of Cards.
I'm feeling hungry today.
With a string of nefarious roles under his belt, he's proven time and again that he's truly a great foil for any protagonist. Pick any one of his roles as a framework for a Bond villain.
Well, the take would have to be really, really good to get me even vaguely interested.
Whether it's Mickey's manipulative manner in 21, or John Doe's psychotic dedication from 7.
She begged for her life. Shut up. And for the life of the baby inside of her.
Spacey can be both revolting and charming, but nevertheless, he's always entertaining.
Moments like this require someone who will act. Who will do the unpleasant thing, the necessary thing.
Number 3. Gary Oldman.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Your time for revenge is at hand.
One of the most chameleonic actors working today, Gary Oldman can always be counted on to deliver a unique performance.
Where's your protection, man?
With the global stakes of a Bond film, Oldman would truly be able to elevate his past roles.
I like these calm little moments before the storm. It reminds me of Beethoven.
And with him playing a villain in particular, not only would Bond need to be at his best, but he would also need to grow as a character to overcome the big bad Oldman.
What are you standing around for? Take your mouth, goddammit!
Roles in Air Force One and The Fifth Element show that Oldman has what it takes to stand toe-to-toe with any action hero. Number 2. Malcolm McDowell.
I would advise you to be a little more careful in the future.
Perhaps no name is more closely associated with big screen villainy than that of Malcolm McDowell.
Good for laughs and lashings of the old, ultra-violent.
Noticeably recognizable as Alex from A Clockwork Orange, this English actor has a list of antagonizing roles a mile long on his actor's resume.
I know all about you. All of you. I'm watching you.
When it comes to Bond, we see McDowell playing the villain as more of an armchair killer. Intellectual yet capable, he would have a well-thought-out plan. Look to Tolian Sorn of Star Trek Generations for reference. Good friends with the previous entry on our list, Gary Oldman. We can only imagine the time Bond would have dealing with whoever employs these two. Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I go out on my own.
What did you do?
put 3 bullets in his chest.
It's a glorious day, Sabin. This time tomorrow, I'll have the West's most powerful leader in one hand and the world's most feared terrorist in the other.
Why are you here?
I don't know why I'm here.
How dare you come alone? I tried.
Edmund, I asked so little of you.
Number 1. Peter Dinklage.
You're Tyrion Lannister, the Queen's brother?
My greatest accomplishment.
Considering he's often the most associated face with the landmark series Game of Thrones, it's not surprising that Peter Dinklage will likely be able to take over the silver screen as well.
Fine by me.
Not that he hasn't been in big screen movies so far, but we'd like to see Tyrion Lannister's quick wit and determination translate into an unstoppable Bond villain.
Just as long as I get what's owed to me.
Inserting Dinklage into the Bond universe would give 007 someone he needs to best mentally, rather than having to use his physical abilities.
By the time you see the need for my program, it'll be too late.
Able to convey a genius-level intellect, Dinklage would undoubtedly create a mastermind villain that's able to enthrall with more of an emphasis on dialogue
Handy-capable. That's like calling me height-challenged.
than the traditional action sequences the franchise is known for. But that's exactly what would make a movie with him so interesting and entertaining to watch.
Want is a lot, but I'm not asking you for what I want. I deserve $30,000.
$30,000? You smoking meth?
Do you agree with our list?
Not like this.
Who would you want to see play a James Bond villain?
Flamethrower. My favorite.
For more undercover top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
My dear Gamora, how wonderful to meet in the flesh.